So now we are joined by Chuck Ford, who is the district commander in District 6. So Chuck, could you first tell us, where is District 6? What areas does it comprise?
District 6 is comprised of the north side of Duval County, from about the Trout River Bridge north. The area actually dives down into the 95, on the west side of 95, along from about Gulf Fair all the way out east to US 1.
And you are one of our district commanders who actually grew up essentially in Jacksonville, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Tell me about where you grew up.
So I grew up in the Arlington area, District 2. Stayed there for all of my young years until about 6th grade, and then in 6th grade moved to the Mandarin area and stayed there until really now. I still live there to this day. Attended high school at Bishop Kenny High School, and stayed here and went to college at the University of North Florida, and moved on to the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office from there.
So when did you decide you wanted to be a police officer?
Well, when I was about 7 years old, riding my bike throughout the Arlington area, and every time I saw a police car or wanted to be a motorcycle police officer, it's always been a childhood dream of mine.
When you attended the academy, my understanding is that you attended with someone pretty special.
Yeah. When I was at the academy, I was also there with Sheriff T.K. Waters. We were both young, and he was in a correctional class. I was in the police class. We ended up in the corrections together and worked for our first year together in corrections, and have been working, kind of paralleled our careers throughout the last 32 years.
You told me when we talked earlier that you have a real passion for family, and that's sort of been taking up your time of late. Can you tell us sort of your situation you're living in now?
Sure. Like I said, I live in the Mandarin area. I'm married to my wife that we've known each other for about 20 years. We've only been married for 5, but we have been in a dating relationship for those years. I have a daughter, and I have 3 beautiful grandchildren, a 7-year-old, 6-year-old, and a 2-year-old. And they do take up a lot of time, but it is, other than police work, it is the first love of my life, with police work being the second love of my life.
How many Legos have you stepped on?
I have a lot of foot injuries, and my back is certainly, will probably go out a lot faster the number of times I've gotten up and down or picked up one of those 3 beautiful children.
So you've had a long history here over the course of your career at JSO. Tell me what your favorite position has been.
So I've worked in the homicide unit in 2 different capacities. I was both a detective and homicide for about 7 years, and then I moved on to, moved back after getting promoted back into homicide as a supervisor. And the amount of investigative work that we did in there, the relationships that I built, not just with our state attorneys and our partners throughout the law enforcement side, a lot of the victims' families I still have ties to. I still share Facebook with or have email contact with, and Christmas cards. That relationship was very special in helping them receive some closure in their loved one's death.
Yeah, and I can speak to the fact that we worked together when I was a homicide prosecutor, so I know the bond in the homicide unit is profound.
Oh, yes, ma'am. We are. It was a close-knit group of folks, especially the ones who worked there for long periods of time. And again, it's a passion. It was certainly a big passion of mine, and it continues even to this day. We still talk about the days of homicides, and the sheriff talks a lot about going throughout the city, and you go to locations and you remember a location because you worked a case in that particular location.
Yes, you do.
And that's how you identify some places, and you remember those things, and those are the memories that, of course, I have over those years that I worked in there.
Chuck, thank you very much for joining us. I appreciate it.
Thank you for having us.